And welcome back to Port Macquarie Regional Stadium here. Another quarterfinal fixture on Budgie Smuggler Finals Day. It is the Wallsend Wolves set to get first use of the ball against a very geographically close rival in the form of the Newcastle Knights. James Preston and Jimmy Galea, the Game Development Officer for New South Wales Touch Footy, joining me in the booth. And Wallsend straight away into the action. They'll pull up on the play here. Antonio, one of the quickest customers in this mixed opens division. Grogan, back to Antonio. Good touch coming in there from Miller. Antonio off the right foot, looking to link up, and nothing opening there. And it is a very good morning to you, James Galea.
Morning, Presto. What a day of touch footy we have in front of us, and the weather has held out nicely today, which is even better.
Yeah, good to see a little bit of sunshine poking through, and hopefully it stays that way for the entirety of Budgie Smuggler Finals Day. Last thing we want is all those ISC apparel outfits getting all grubbed up. Here they come on the last now. Newcastle, oh, great change of pace. Here we go, all the way into the backfield. Options there. Oh, she's screaming for it. He's turned his head away at the last moment. Oh, goodness me. Well, they'll look at that one back on replay, and Karina Clayheels will be saying, what are you doing? I've got no one within QE of me.
She was open for all money. He just looked away at the wrong time, and it just cost them a try to start off the game.
So we'll see how much that has some sort of an impact on proceedings as the match unfolds, and they're opting, or at least hoping, they're the Wallsend Wolves for another set, but nobody came anywhere near touching the ball there. It was a very hopeful wave of the arm, as now the Knights trying to go on the attack themselves with Erin Clark coming for a little hit up there. Now Redmond. The touch comes in, though, from Steve Kennedy. Ray, out of acting half. Still an option there is Ray. They fire it away now through Bale. Here we go, last play now for the Knights. Ball over the top, a nice big bomb, keeping the width. Oh, how about that for a ripper of a pass? Absolutely fired off from Nick Bale.
Absolute brilliant pass there. Finally seeing a team get a long ball out wide successfully for a try. We've seen a lot of teams try over the weekend, and unfortunately not a lot of them have paid off, but good to see that one as Wallsend start off.
So Wallsend back into the action, having conceded first here in the quarterfinal. Players wrapping around, looking for opportunities here to punch holes in the defence. Akahata in the 44, one to watch for Wallsend. Here he is now. Akahata with a dummy, or not, fallen for from McSpadden. Back to the 7 metre mark they go. 3 minutes gone here at Port Macquarie Regional Stadium. Akahata with the big dummy. Encroaching closer towards that try line. Here he is again. Akahata getting down very quickly. No touches there. And Akahata says, Akuna Matata, I've gone in.
Very well done there by Wallsend. Very well returned from points against Newcastle. Just played brilliantly down the middle, drove hard, and got the point.
It's a level ball game here after around about 3.5 minutes. Good enterprising play from both sides so far. And Newcastle touch it back off from halfway. Antonio makes the touch there. And they're just targeting him a little bit to begin this set here, the Knights. Dropping it back on the inside now for Redmond. Now to that 7 metre mark. Bale again looking to launch something here. Plays it within the 7 mark. Bale the long ball. Redmond. Oh, quick hands. The Knights are in again. No touch. It's superb play across the park from Newcastle.
It looks like Newcastle have definitely identified the right side of Wallsend as a weakness. They keep attacking it. But, look, they had two options there. They could have ran it, but he decided to pass, and it turned out to be the correct option there.
It's a lovely play from the Knights. Has put Wallsend on the back foot here as Whitaker marches up through the middle. Marshall back to Whitaker. Marshall again, now Kennedy. Marshall, oh, they're falling here, the Knights. There is an opportunity, scrambling in defence. Oh, long ball out wide. Nearly got there in time, but Ava Simpson was on the spot, watching should anything come to pass. So the Knights needing to work it away from their own end now. Kennedy comes up with a touch as the footing is lost there from Daniel Ellis. Towards the sideline they go, looking to get the transition in effect with those fresh players on the field. Quick hands as they wrap around and they say, let's go forward, boys. And they respond in like kind. Last play now. Oh, he was hitting the gap late there, Mark Cecil. Had they released it just a fraction earlier, they could have been off for the prize there, James Galea.
Absolutely. It just looks like a lack of communication. They both went into the same gap. Ideally there, should have just stayed still and let the player run through the gap with the ball.
Here is again Cecil. Popping a ball here for Aaron Clark. As they opt for fresh players onto the pitch now. Touch is made here from Wallsend. Slowing things down through the middle. Redmond. Popping a pass once more here for Ray. Ray. Once more looking to try and draw that penalty. Last play now for the Knights. Ray pops it back on the inside. No opening whatsoever. Edmund did a good job to shut things down, the working middle. Zakahata opts for the little one-handed dummy. And they keep coming towards this sideline area. Not a particularly smooth subset, though.
No, not at all. A bit clunky there, but, it's worked out. They're in the opposition half and making their way up the field.
Grogan. Done a great job there to work another set. It was a bit of a lazy arm left out there from Bale. So Kenny out of acting half now. Kenny and Antonio, two of the quickest players in the mixed opens division. Keep an eye on both of them. Kenny in the 99 and Antonio in the 80. Grogan once more draws another penalty here. So this is the first one inside that 7-metre mark. James Galea, of course, remind our viewers what happens if 3 in a row is impacted.
Then the player gets sin binned, unfortunately. So hopefully there's not 3 in a row here, and hopefully they can keep going.
So Grogan back to the 7-metre mark. Very patient play here from the Wallsend Wolves, wrapping around as Antonio at pace. He wanted it a little bit earlier. He just delayed on the pass for a moment there, Grogan. The opportunity went begging. They'll play it here to Ingram. Antonio. Good pressure popping up there from Redmond. Grogan. Oh, straight into the waiting arms of the Knights. They're off for the prize here. Antonio's very quick, but so too is the man who's taken the intercept, Nick Bale. He'll go all the way, and he might even run down some precious seconds on the clock. 3 tries to 1. Newcastle now looking in a very healthy position.
Absolutely. That was very well read there from him on line defence. Saw the gap, saw him try to go over the top, and he used his side to, get the try, get the intercept.
It's beautifully picked there from Nick Bale. And after around 8 minutes of play, Newcastle with a nice little buffer here. 3 tries to 1. The Wolves looking to hit back. Whitaker, cut out pass. Good width about the play. Have they done enough to evade the touch there? I think it just arrived in time there from Ava Simpson. Yes, she's done a good job to stop things. Kennedy through the middle. Whitaker straightens now. Last play. Whitaker again. Little dummy. Oh, popping it back on the inside for Kennedy, but they got there very quickly and shut it down. Good defence there from McSpadden.
Very well scrambled there from Newcastle. Let's see if they can hold it up for the end of this set.
It's a little ball here for Claire Spain. Nowhere to go as Simpson comes in to make the touch. Edmund. Akahata. The dancing feet once more. Akahata operating down a short side. Oh, have they left it behind there? No, Wallsend just get it in time. It was touch and go just for a moment.
Definitely thought. From where we were sitting, it looked like it was dropped there, but obviously not. They did well to score the try, and good to see the Wolves have got some bite for today. Hopefully they can keep this going and, make a good contest of it.
The referees are on the spot. Still having a little look at the replay here. It does once more look like it's been spilled out of the hands, but there's no doubt from the Newcastle players, Wallsend, all the officials. So 3-2 the score, margin reduced with about 9.5 gone. Wallsend have worked their way back into the contest. Upfield they go, threatening to link up with Kenny. Ingram comes to the sideline, and now Spain. With a nice driving run here, she's been very good all tournament at picking up those hard meters. Kennedy, goes for a real big dive here. For a moment, I thought we were watching Neymar play soccer. So back to the middle of the field. Kennedy plays it. 10 minutes gone, 20 on the clock. And I think that one's going to be a touch pass or just going to ground either way. Kennedy was really trying to slow things down and work for the penalty, but it's come off looking a little bit silly off the back of that.
No, absolutely. It just feels like Wallsend are trying to slow it down, but there's still just over 19 minutes left in this game, so no reason to slow it down now. Just keep going.
Spain comes in to make the touch out of the link position. Bale, who just collected that long-range intercept try, having already set up one himself, now tries to get the feet dancing and around a couple of tired defenders there in the form of Kennedy and Whitaker, and he's done enough to earn another set for his side. Very strong performance in this one so far from Nick Bale. Touch comes up from Whitaker. Oh, juggling with the hands there from Logan Redmond. Just reeled it in time. Bale shifts it on to Ray. Ray plays it on the 7. Once more, here comes Ray. Quick hands to Bale. Drops it inside the 7. Now, there's no way Whitaker, for mine, was back on side there. He left very early.
No, left. It looked like that from up here, but the ref saw it differently, and now we play on. Wallsend with the ball, making their way to the halfway.
100% right, James Galea. We play the whistle, as do the players out there on the pitch, as Akahata rolls it just on the enemy side of halfway. Now having a crack out of acting half. Must release, though. Oh, does a great job, and that's one of the more interesting Falcons you'll see all day for sure. Little touch there, hovering around midair, and then bop right on the top of the head.
Gotta love a self-inflicted Falcon. Any touch tournament's not complete without a Falcon.
Especially if it's a self-inflicted one. I think that might be the first time I've heard that phrase, and I like it, James Galea. Self-inflicted Falcon. Has a real ring to it.
Certainly does. Certainly does.
So change over here. Nothing coming off the back of that Falcon repeat set. 12 minutes gone. Newcastle still in the lead. Oh, tough pass there to take. Put Aaron Clark under all sorts of pressure. And it's a pass that didn't need to be thrown.
No, absolutely. It seem like they're trying to push the passes here. It looks like both teams, they may need a coffee or something to wake up because a lot of them are still half asleep out there.
You're a hard marker, Mr. Galea. I need a coffee. I've seen you in the other room with the V Energy drinks over the first 2 days.
It's definitely been a long week. Long week setting up since Monday for us.
Oh, ball popped over the top. Spain was there. Quick play now, looking for the wing position. Oh, no, the pressure came across. I'll tell you what, great job, though, from the Knights. It was looking like a clean catch until they came storming at her. Maybe she just had a little look up.
Yeah, no, definitely a look up there. She was in for all money if she could hold on to that. But, no, very well done by the Knights. Power in numbers, as they say, and there was definitely some numbers there.
Yeah, Tamika Bull, the key effector of that drop there. On the sideline, the try line begging. So 3-2 the score remains. Through the middle they come. Great evasiveness here, but Spain doesn't give up on the play. Good touch from her. Cecil off the left foot. Nowhere to go. Forward pass, touch pass. Either way you look at it, that will be the changeover. They're just getting themselves back into the contest here, the Wallsend Wolves. They've had the better of the field position in the last 5 minutes or so. Kenny out of acting half, now pops it to Ingram. Both he and Grogan remove themselves from the field. Play on here for Ingram. No, now she's been called back. But another set to come because Bale was offside, as was Logan Ellis. Whitaker to Kennedy now. First play of the new set. Marshall in an acting half. Now slow it down once more here. Patience about their play. 14 minutes gone. Touch comes in here on Marshall. Whitaker has got oodles of room to work with. I think they've done enough, though, to make the touch. No, she's pulled her hands away. Good honesty shown there from Ashley Miller, and they were a little bit lackadaisical in defence there, and they've been punished for it.
Very lackadaisical. You know, like I said, may need a coffee or something to run out there because it honestly feels like they're falling asleep out there. They're switching off at the wrong times, and they just Wallsend are capitalising. Yeah, Newcastle have to address that if they want to get back in the lead.
So 3 tries apiece. And that nice little buffer they had has quickly disappeared here for the Knights. They need to get back into the swing of things as Aaron Clark drops it towards the middle. Now worked it through with Daniel Ellis. At pace comes McSpadden. He hits the deck as well after the touch from Akahata. Last play, and they won't get the strike dump here. McSpadden comes up with an audacious flick pass. Well, then the big jumping dummy there from Troy Hicks, unfortunately fooling absolutely no one. So Akahata works it away from his end now. Easy meters on offer as well here for Brock O'Sullivan. And off the back of that, he picks up an extra set for his side and a little bit of back chat. So they marched upfield as well. You can't afford to be doing that in a quarterfinal.
No, absolutely not. Newcastle are just letting Wallsend come back into the game. Hopefully they can address the issues and the discipline and, get back into it.
So Grogan crabbing across field, trying to entice the defenders. Grogan. Once more the touch comes up and nothing doing there for the Knights. They didn't step up quickly enough, so another set to play with for Wallsend. The Wolves are chomping at the bit. Ingram gets it to ground very quickly. Great play there from Grogan, who ran a direct line at the link, drew her in and then popped a little pass right at the death.
No, absolutely. They capitalise on the gaps there from Newcastle and the repeat sets over and over again. You know, that builds the pressure and Newcastle just couldn't maintain it.
So this game is very much turned on its head rather quickly. 3-1 Newcastle led only about 6 or 7 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden, Wallsend in the ascendancy, 4 tries to 3. They need to stop the bleeding here, Newcastle, as Miller turns it back on the inside. 8 shy of the try line. Oh, beautiful dummy there. Well worked from Curtis Ray. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Newcastle have squared it up once more. 4 tries apiece.
Beautiful response there after points. As a coach, it's exactly what you want. You want your team to respond, and even better if they score a point off it.
So Ray doing a great job there to isolate a few defenders, getting them back into the swing of things as Wallsend now on the charge themselves. O'Sullivan to Ingram, their most recent scorer. At pace is Edmund. Back to the 7-metre mark they go. 12.5 on the clock. A really well poised quarterfinal. The long floating bomb. Oh, what a ball that is. A brilliant pass there from Akahata. And eats your heart out, Tom Brady.
Beautiful vision there. Beautiful pass. Looked up, saw the space out wide, trusted his passing game and sent that ball to Singh.
So 5-4. Wallsend back in front. Level peggings did not last very long. 12 to go at Port Macquarie Regional Stadium for Budgie Smuggler Finals Day. And a big bombing pass there from Akahata. Clark drops it off here as they slow things down once more. Quick hands here to Cecil. And he's caught. This will be the last now. McSpadden hopping in and acting half. Cecil drops it back on the inside. McSpadden tries to fire it off, but a great diving touch there from Kenny.
Beautiful touch there. Great defence. Saw what he needed to do and did it.
Grogan to Kenny once more. Oh, big contact there. In fact, forceful contact. McSpadden suggesting, I didn't do anything. I didn't drop the shoulder, but referees disagree. Another set to play with here for Wallsend. Spain comes towards the sideline. Ingram now into the action. Being pursued there by Ava Simpson. It's been very good in defence for the Knights on that wing. And that time, there's no arguing with that one. And yes, you can just see the little hand pop up as an apology there from Troy Hicks. I don't think there was much to question about that particular call.
No, definitely not. Nothing to question about that, especially when the players apologising as they're running back. They know they've done something wrong.
Of course, Touch Footy, a game of honesty, and it's one that you can get involved in yourself by heading to playtouchfooty.com. Great sport for literally every human being on the face of the earth. Whitaker with the ball just out in front of him, did a good job to keep it in play. Whitaker off the right foot. Oh, well watched in defence there from Mark Cecil. Last play now for the Wallsend Wolves. Whitaker with a long floating ball in between link and wing, and ultimately not finding either of them. So they survive once more here, the Knights, inside the final 10 minutes of this quarterfinal. All to play for. The margin one, Wallsend in the lead, 5-4. Good driving run here from Newcastle. That sets the ship on the right course. Up over halfway, they charge now. Quick roll ball. They march forward further still. Curtis Ray. They've got them backpedaling with Bale. Oh, pops the ball over the top. And I think even if that found the mark, it was very good wing play there from Wallsend. They would have been able to cover that one.
No, absolutely. The wings for Wallsend have been very well holding their position, holding their shape, forcing them to throw to long balls. And Newcastle, the balls are unfortunately just going on the ground.
And this is a cardinal sin here. Wallsend not playing the ball correctly. Of course, you've got to play it square. They haven't done so on that occasion. So change over here with a really good bit of field position. Now, there's absolutely nobody here. If they stepped up quickly, they had a chance to catch them at acting half here, Newcastle. But finally, they get the full complement onto the pitch. Touch comes in, but they've wasted half the set now before they've even asked a single question. They've got to launch something here. McSpadden tries to do so now. Last play, and so far a very poor set, James Galea.
Very poor set. Looks like they just needed some fresh legs on there and then lost all direction. Now they're just trying to force something out of nothing by the looks of it.
Oh, McSpadden might be able to do exactly that. He's got plenty of pace. I'm not sure he got away from the touch of Akahata, though. No, he did a great job just to clip the ankle, but nearly did manage to work something from nothing.
Nearly brought a miracle out, but no, very well defended there by Wallsend.
It could prove to be a very important touch in the context of things there from Akahata. 5-4. Oh, geez, that one was close to forward to Edmund. In fact, it was more than close. It is forward. Good call from the officials. That was right in front of us. So 8 minutes on the clock. And guilty of a few easy turnovers recently, Wallsend. Simpson comes forward and Akahata has left all sorts of ISC and hyperactive merchandise type apparel on the pitch there.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Good to see you rocking around in your IC and hyperactive apparel there, Presto. I'm sure you got your budgies on as well underneath.
Mate, I've got a very scandalous little budgie smuggler outfit on here as Cecil goes in. No touch on him. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to touch anything I'm wearing at the moment, that's for sure.
Definitely not. You should be out there, get as many tries as you can for the teams.
I'll tell you what, if I can find a certain side and I like what they're doing and they can hold the opposition to nil, I will appear on screen in nothing other than the budgie smugglers. I make that promise to you right now.
I'll hold you to that.
Do you actually want to, though? That's the real question.
It's not about me. It's about the viewers.
Oh, here we go. Turn it up, son. Through the middle they come now. Wallsend and Newcastle. Level peggings here. 5 tries apiece. Just under 7 remaining. Oh, Marshall had a chance to release quickly. It won't matter, though. I think they've done enough in time. Yes. So Marshall had the little juggle, but still got the ball away just in time. And once more, Newcastle, just after getting back to a square scoreline, find themselves behind the 8 ball again.
No, Wallsend are doing very well. They like that play. They like drawing the players through the middle, driving up, and then sending a ball out wide. It seems to be working, and they're sticking to it.
So 6-5, Wallsend lead. Just over 6 minutes remaining. The Knights with work to do. Pop pass back to the middle. Just trying to change the angles. Switch up the emphasis. Redmond drops it on that 7 metre mark. Long ball here from Ray, who's looked dangerous so far. They work it into the backfield. Oh, well, there was an opportunity right as they poked through to pop a little pass to Redmond. And it had to happen straight away or not at all. And unfortunately, Bale ran all the way over the dead ball line, but they'll get another chance at them here. The ruling from the referee, and I'm surprised no one's sitting down off the back of it, is holding back one of the support players. Typically, you see someone sin bin for that.
No, absolutely. To have a full quartet after that is something that we weren't expecting, but let's see if Newcastle can capitalise and send the ball out wide by the looks of it right now is all they need to do.
5 minutes to go here. Newcastle trail by 1. Oh, great ball here to Bale. Bale gets to ground quickly. It's a massive play from Ray and Bale. 6 tries apiece. Oh, here's the grandstand finish we've been wanting, James.
Absolutely. It's getting very exciting. 5 minutes left on the clock. Newcastle seem to be finally clicking into gear, getting what they need to do, finding all the gaps, and it seems to be working.
Well, hold on to your horses and strap yourself in. Here we go. 5 remaining. Level scores 6 apiece, and the sun is shining at Port Macquarie Regional Stadium. That means it's a touch footy classic brewing. Antonio off the right foot. Cecil steps up to make the touch. Back to that 7 metre mark they go. Cecil on Antonio. Last play now. Grogan, dangerous as always, links up with Antonio. Great defence from Clark, though, who shuns him back. Now Antonio comes up with a little burst of speed. And geez, every time he starts to take off, he just looks so scary.
You definitely would be scared playing against him, but Newcastle doing well to shut him down. They're covering all his support play, so he's sort of isolated out there.
Cecil now, most recent try scorer. Oh, a bit of pressure here. Great up and in defence. They can sense blood in the water here. Grogan comes screaming out of the field. McSpadden does a good job, though, to work away from them, and they recycle the ball here. So that is the one downside of applying so much pressure in defence. They keep it alive here. McSpadden away from the touch. McSpadden evades it. Oh, Ingram is left clutching at air, and the Knights have somehow found themselves back in front, 7-6.
Very well done there by Knights. They capitalised on Wallsend using a rush defence. You know, they were running up, leaving gaps everywhere. Newcastle spotted those and capitalised.
It was working perfectly up until that point. They were jamming them in their own end. They could sense that an opportunity was building. But the Knights were good enough to capitalise on that rushing defence, as you mentioned, James Galea, as they drop it down inside this 7 metre mark. Nowhere to go for Kennedy. Whitaker will try the exact same play again. Unfortunately for the same result, namely there is none for the Wallsend Wolves.
No, I think they just got a bit overzealous there, trying to just go through in the middle and then run out of options. But hopefully they can come back, as Newcastle has lost the ball, going back to Wallsend. Let's see if they can score a try from this set.
Well, this would really make things interesting here. Whitaker promotes the ball out to Spain. Quick ball here for Bircher, who's caught this time from Simpson. Ingram. Edmund floats it onto Akahata, who has now decided, given it falls off every time he runs, let's leave the headgear onto the sidelines. Just over 2 remaining. Grogan, oh, big touch there. It's more than big. It's a forceful contact. Crucial call here in favour of Wallsend. Didn't need to be made. It was late in the count as well. Akahata. Oh, the big dummy Akahata with the turn of pace. It's a great touch, and I think there's been a collision here with the 2 Knights players. So Daniel Ellis not looking great off the back of that one. And also a bit of problem there for Ashley Miller. So 2 players leaving the field from 1 collision.
You don't like seeing those. Don't like seeing those collisions between 2 teammates. They are, as they're over in the fence. Wallsend still trying to score a try.
Oh, and they've done a great job to evade the touch there of Clark, but she just got enough on the ankle. She was adamant she made it, waving the arm, and the referees believed her. Akahata to Edmund. Edmund, oh, once more, beautiful tracking defence from the link position there from Aaron Clark. 1 minute remaining. This is pretty much it for Wallsend. They've got to come up with something, and it's well shut down through the middle there for Newcastle. This is where game management comes into play. They just need to get through the set, keep it as far away from their own end with no errors whatsoever. They will get another chance here, Wallsend, because already midway through the count for Newcastle. Up over halfway they come. Nice driving run here. Last play now. They just have to bury it deep. Bale knows exactly what the doctor ordered. He's claiming there's no touch. I think that's all about a bit of gamesmanship, and he should be sent to the sidelines here for throwing it away. Well, that's just silly there from Bale.
Very silly there. They're up in front. Now they're getting marched down the field. Wasn't a smart play, just a snap of judgment there.
Well, I know what he's trying to do, which is waste a bit of time on the clock, but not at the expense of about 30 metres upfield. Spain Short ball. Oh, Grogan, the no-look pass. They don't need that at this point in time. 10 seconds to go. They'll get one more play here. The strike dump isn't quite working for them. Antonio, the touch pass. That'll do it. Newcastle survive. There is the siren. They've pulled off a minor miracle with a late comeback. 7-6 at full time. James Galea.
No, absolutely. It was a brilliant game there by the two teams. Newcastle started out leading well. Sort of dropped off in the middle section of the game. Wallsend capitalised on that, but Newcastle came back well, managed the game. Good effort from Newcastle and good effort from Wallsend all weekend.
So there we go. Newcastle progress into the semi-finals, and up next we move to the women's 20s division. David Stone set to bring you all the action there, so don't go too far. 5 minutes time, live, exclusive and free on New South Wales Touch Football.